Hey guys, so this is an introduction to this new technique that I'm putting together called the emotional grounding technique. And the art of grounding it's quite a very big topic, but ultimately to ground something is to be present to it, to be present to these particular emotions, present to them in the feeling of the body. So there's no story to them, they're not past or present, they're just now, how they're being felt now. So this is a bit of a sheet as a way to break down sort of three phases of processing emotion. And so this is phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3. And so the first process here is we fill in something that we want to focus on that draws attention. And so I'm just going to use a bit of a personal example. So I work in a rehab and it's pretty intense, and I often come home with a bit of buzz. And so I'm going to write on here, when I focus on my day. Okay, this pen mightn't be so great, but I'll just maybe make a change there. There we go. So what I'm going to do is sort of just feel into my day and list out all the emotions I can sense in myself. And yeah, I find blame, I feel blame, unjust, raw, just feels raw and unprocessed. Also feels calm. Unforgiving. Also feels over. I'm going to say complete, that could be. Okay, that's all I'm getting now. So I'm just sort of scanning what I can find and giving it little names. So then that's what I've focused on. That's what I can find. So then I move into phase 2. And so it states here, when I look at the feelings above, I feel. So I'm not feeling into my day any longer. I'm feeling into these feelings here that I've noticed. And then I'm just going to process what I noticed there. Well, it feels very mixed. There's calm and unforgiving and blame. So they're contradicting. In this one I'm going to write, it's okay to unwind, as a reminder to myself. And just breathe. Oh, that's not right. Or is it? I'm not a great speller. Okay, so that's phase 2. So I've actually processed emotion and sort of made it conscious here, made an internal buzzy feel stretch out into multiple components there. And then I've processed that. I've viewed it, I've given it sort of a more awareness than just simply feeling it. I've observed it. So then I'm going to move to phase 3. And that is, now that I have processed these feelings above, I feel. Okay, I feel space from them. I've moved on. I'm even going to get the feel here to remind myself I work hard. To reward myself. I feel open. Yeah, it's okay. So now when I think back to my day, back here, it feels further away than it did when I first began. So I've created space, I'm not as engaged in the feelings that I picked up that day. Yeah. And so to say how I'd grounded myself through this process, yeah, I'm less distracted, less called into that day. Admittedly, before I began setting up this camera and all this work here, I wasn't really focusing on my day. It's actually the first day of my weekend. But the moment I began thinking about it, I was able to identify some emotion that sits there from that day. And then by naming it and then viewing it and sort of processing it, I've been able to create some space there. I feel calmer. Maybe you hear that in my voice. Yeah, I feel more present. And so the process of emotional grounding is not something to solve. It's just becoming conscious and naming these feelings and naming these emotions and being okay with them and reminding yourself it's okay to unwind, breathe. It's okay when things feel contradicted, when things contradict. Maybe my words aren't very clear. Yeah. So I'm going to make more and more of these videos, but this is the first step in sort of understanding this process. Thanks for watching. I'd love to hear your comments or your contributions, how you perceive this process. In further videos, I'm going to show some extra techniques to open phase 1 up and some extra techniques to create more space in phase 2 and extra techniques to really ground and land in phase 3. So we're all in this together. Thanks, guys.